Hello, people. Excuse me. Okay, just an update. I've got 6 days left on the farm. I've been, as quick as I can, getting my camper van together and storing my stuff and installing extraction systems and lights and trying to get heaters, just as you do, because it's going to be my little living pod. Anyway, I've got 6 days left and they have turned the poison up on this Eberways farm. And I know you think what you like. I'm telling the truth, okay? Right? If I didn't like swearing on my relatives' lives, I would do that, but I don't really like doing that. But I am, on the Bible as a baptized Christian, I am telling you the truth, people. I always have been. One of the things I don't understand is chemtrails, right? They've been spraying the whole world with chemtrails now, for as far as I can see, for the past 15 years and probably longer. Okay? Those of you are the same age as me, or a bit younger, or a bit older. I'm 55 now. Would understand what a normal weather system was like. You had your spring, summer, autumn, winter. Sometimes you had a weird weather pattern, and yes, the summer's not always been, well, it's the English weather, isn't it? But when I saw those chemtrails being sprayed in my skies 12 years ago, I knew there was something wrong, and there was something very wrong. And then you start investigating what it actually is. It's alum oxide, right, barium oxide, strontium, cesium, and all the other things that I've heard that they've been tested and found that red blood cells, Morgellons. Don't hear about that one these days, do we? Morgellons, and we're all infected by it though. And that's the reason why I started campaigning people. I want to try and keep this simple. So they moved in around me in Bristol. They started pumping hydrochloride into my flat and all these other horrible chemicals in this compound that makes you urinate all the time, etc. So I thought, get out of here. Just do whatever you can, get out. But I thought if I move into another rented accommodation, they do the same there. And I don't want to be. I was fed up with being under somebody else's roof by then. I was robbed of £2.5 million in clinical negligence for an illness that I had for 26 years. That was a childhood birth bowel abnormality, which should have been discovered and sorted, but it wasn't. They just kept sending me away with antidepressants. Anyway, so I'm, a bit of a sick poor puppy anyway. Had 2.5 foot of my bowel removed 11 years ago, 12 years ago now, and that's what was causing it. And they just kept sending me away with antidepressants for 26 years. It's got away with clinical negligence. The surgeon lied, then retired, saying how having, anyway, it was just nightmare, just to compound everything else I was going through, and campaigning against these chemtrails, and so I got out to Eberways farm. It didn't take long for them to catch up to me here and start covertly poisoning me here. And I know who's responsible. I know who's the instigator mainly on this site. His name is Mark. He is a site manager and he lives in the corner of this field. Now, I was here for about 4 to 5 months before they found out who I was and they got the logistics together. And then they stopped one night, sure enough, lying down in this caravan, hydrochloride started flowing underneath and I couldn't believe it. It was just beginning of the nightmare again. Now, I've managed to survive by using respirators, using my hair to keep an airflow going through the caravan. That was quite hard in the winter. But I've survived. I worked out another situation. I managed to save enough money to get a camper van together, even though I'm unemployed on the sick. And I've got the camper van. It's a little stout camper van. I've been doing it up and getting it ready, and I have 6 days left here. And by God, they have turned it up. They might as well be standing outside pumping it straight into my caravan. Now, I'm getting pains on the right side of my abdomen, lower back, front. My eyesight, I can't even go out and do 2 hours work, hour and a half's work without getting punched, drunk and feeling nauseous, people. And never used to happen to me. And I remember that starting to happen to me in Bristol and they were spraying me with the hydrochloride. Now, what is it? Why? Chemtrails are evil people, okay? And one of the things I don't understand is why Everyone's coming out on this virus thing and all the restricting and everything else. But you have been covertly sprayed with poison, people, for the past 15 years. Trust me, right? That is destroying everything. Notice the amount of trees they're cutting down. This is destroying us and the world, people. You know? And that's why I'm campaigning against chemtrails, because it's one of the main killers. Now, this site manager, kept moaning about how it's got a hole in the ground and a shed over the top of it, and that's how you have a poo. So I devised my own poo system where I just sort of poo in some newspaper, open the toilet window in the caravan, drop it into a compost bucket, job done. He didn't like it, so I went over there and started putting pooing in the paper and then dropping it down the hole in the shed. It's just a hole in the ground, you poo in with a toilet seat and a box on it. And he kept having a go at me. And then one day I had a poo in there, and he came down and looked straight in there. I had a poo, and he went straight and had a look. And I don't know about anybody else, but if that happened to you, it punches lights out, throw him down there. Couldn't believe he did that. I just remember lying down in my caravan thinking, what else are you going to do? He's just kept picking on me, like that teacher at school. When that teacher just kept picking on you and you couldn't prove it. Sort of like that, but real grown up and evil and nasty bastard, basically. So one day he just came down, basically, blocked me on my caravan so I couldn't come out. I opened the stable door part thing. I said, Mark, you better reverse this car and leave me alone. It's a four-wheel drive Shogun thing. And then he went away, and then he came back, and he had a moan about some mail I opened by accident. He said I should have had my legs broken, and it was the next door's neighbour, and I should have had my legs. Really? So I just walked away in the caravan again. And then he came back, and then no word of lie, he reversed the four-wheel drive into my caravan, lifted up my little two-berth caravan, and actually knocked the caravan door in the other way. It opens towards right, but he pushed it in, so he basically wrecked my door and doorway. I managed to get it fixed. I thought, right, that's it. I rang Chris, that owns the farm. She came up and she took inside again, in a way. But she did try and sort of say, well, Mark, something strange going on there, people. Anyway, I called the police. The police went over. He didn't really admit to it. They said no witnesses, but he admitted to it, and he said he'd pay me 60 quid for the ride. I said 100. So we got it down to 80 anyway. And one thing led to another, and he was told by the police to stay away from me until I managed to leave this farm. And that happened 9 months ago. And he hasn't come over and annoyed me. He just had to stay away. He had a police order to stay away from me on the farm because he kept picking on me. Can you believe that? And he's still got a job here. And no word of a lie, the night I called the police, he turned the poison right up. And it was the worst it had ever been. You don't need a genius, people, to work that out, do you? And here he comes now in his four-wheel drive. He thinks he's God here. Can't stand him. And they know I'm leaving, so they've turned the poison up even more. And last night was really hard, people. I'm going to have to end this video soon because I'm going to run out of memory. I'm getting pains in my abdomen, I'm getting pains in my kidneys, my eyesight, it was going in Bristol anyway. It's even worse now. My teeth, I keep trying to, hydrochloride does all of that and more. So anyway, I said I'd keep you updated. I've had the police around here, social welfare. They're not, they're just sort of trying to help me. Then, they want to keep their job too. Yeah, but but I vowed, people, when I get out of here, if I get out of here, I've got 6 days left. If I get anything terminal, liver cirrhosis or anything like that, then it will be law-abiding citizen. And my name is Gerard. No, it is, really. I am not going to walk up and down a hospital ward whilst dying of some horrible disease because they sprayed me with poison all these years and let them get away with it, people. And the police, you should have helped me in Bristol. Now, this is a situation, people. Right, I'm going to get in this camper van. They're going to have to covert me, come around and poison this. You can see where I'm coming from there. Anyway, so there we go. There's the updates. I know who's doing it. I know who they are. All right, Mark. All right, Damien. And the other people, Guy, what's his name? Star in the coach. You know, I think it's going to wrap soon. But they had a folk festival here once, and there were so many people here. They turned the poison off because they didn't know. You know, although it's complicated, but they didn't know. So those were 2 nights of bliss. You know, it's a human being, someone that has my own rights. I have the right to defend myself, and if the police, I'm fed up with it. They come around here, sat there, didn't bother doing any testing, didn't bother doing anything else. Same with the mental health. Although the mental health are not, they're sitting on the fence with me, and I thank them for that. But I'm going for polygraph tests and stuff. So under God, I have the right to defend myself. I have to take this step further, and you know what that means, okay? And I think if I'm going to do that, I might as well go and visit these other people that will visit me, poisoning me in Bristol, So this is it, people. This is my last hope, getting away in this camper van. Somehow they managed to still do it then, Chemtrails, people, look them up, understand why this, what's really going on. This world is a prison camp, and we are being covertly en masse poisoned with chemtrails, and now the real takeover started, hasn't it? Been doing some more homework, but I'll catch up in another video. I'm doing this for my own safety as well, people, because when you start getting pains in your kidneys and stuff, you know that's it. My eyesight's really bad as well. I had brilliant vision, and it's like pretty dodgy now. I am a faith healer. I believe in healing myself, and I am trying to, and being a Christian. But I'm a human being, and I have the right to fight back. The police have forgone their duty. I've said enough. I've made enough videos. Anyway, cheers. Keep fighting.